splitting desk again on this time? Are we going against each other? Or are we
Well, you pick first this time. You pick first. And
I'll
then
pick first. Honestly, for the fun of it, I'm gonna go Little Step Bros. I think they're gonna keep it going all the way into the grand finals.
I'm glad you said it because I'm all about the bear, and I think this is where we're going to see him put in one of the greatest 2v2 Creator Pro efforts, performances we've ever seen. And well, we're straight into the action here. Bear and Mountain on the attack early, and here he is, the bear. He's already up, trying to fake it out. Where's Kronovi coming through? Alpha Kep's ready. And this has to, you'd have to think that just purely based on where we are in the tournament here in the upper bracket semis, that this should be the most competitive and highly skilled contest that we've had so far this tournament.
Oh, I would 100% agree on that statement. This is for sure going to be one of the more intense matchups we've seen, and for good reasoning. I think no matter where you look on either end of the field, there is going to be high-level Rocket League and some scoring coming in through. And, well, it's going to start out great for Little Step Bros. This one went ceiling down. It was Alpha Kep who took the long clear shot to give Little Step Bros the early goal lead.
Yeah, AJ just outpacing Kronovi in the air there, and a little bit of a high-risk play early from Bear and Mountain. We didn't quite see those sort of high aerial pass plays in the first series, but here's Magic Bear fake under one. Kronovic, he's overcommitted. He's crept a little bit, has to go back. Does get a nice pre-flip, and he's able to work it around. Where is AJ? He's gone missing. He does track back in time. Kronovi's shot a little bit wide there, but just want to see Bear and Mountain, settle themselves into this series. I feel like that was a bit of a risky play to start out, and they got punished for it.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to have to play a little bit of a patient game in this game number one. Try and give, a little bit of almost feeler vibes, right? Because you never really know how much energy Little Step Bros are going to come in that game one, or if it's going to be something that progresses as time goes on. So you can definitely feel Bear and Mountain trying to decide, should they be on the more aggressive front, or should they just be a little bit more patient? But AJ reset towards the backboard. Nothing coming to fruition for him, but 3 minutes to go. Little Step Bros, they seem to have at least the offensive attacks unlocked. They've taken a multitude of shots at this point. It feels like Bear and Mountain never really get to break out. This is one of the first times we've seen it, and it's a demo play that might open an opportunity, but even then, AJ was still back in time.
The bump plays is something we haven't seen too often this tournament, which is interesting, and I kind of tongue-in-cheek spoke about it yesterday. Perhaps that's the NA playstyle, but again, Magic Bear boost over balls, over-committed, and the open net. 2 open nets for Alpha Kep. You can't be giving Little Step Bros that kind of space, and Alpha not worried about the boost at all. Magic Bear getting caught out.
Oh, man, yeah. You can't give these guys any space. I feel like with how accurate their shots have been, you give them an inch, they take a mile kind of vibe. So Little Step Bros up 2-0, making it 3-0 is AJ just after the kickoff. Like I said, give them an inch, they take a mile. One of the most, basic kickoffs you could take to give yourself another goal. Just extend that lead further and further.
Yeah, the important part there was just getting the bump on Kronovi off the kickoff, and they'll be disappointed with this start, Bear and Mountain, particularly with the momentum that they had taking down 100 trees. But, Little Step Bros, they seem to be elevating no matter who they play. There's Kronovi, though, with a great dunk. Follow-up off the backboard as well. They get there first, and still a lot of time remaining.
I like that one. It's an intentional yet unintentional waterfall to himself.
Yeah, it was a great 50. Alpha kept getting caught out. And nothing really that AJ could have done, but as we said, perhaps they just need that one goal to open the floodgates. Now they can start playing a little bit more freely with some more confidence as they do win the kickoff, and Alpha Kep has got in the way of that ball. Kronovi's looking for bumps. It's a great little 50 as well. AJ's in trouble. Alpha Kep having to stick around. Great pass central again. Kronovi just putting it on target. Little Step Bros defense is just being tested here for the moment. Can they get one more? Then it's only a 1-goal game.
Let's find out. Less than 2 minutes for Bear and Mountain to try and find 2 goals to tie this one up. AJ off the ceiling. He sees Alpha Kep. He tried to take it on his own. Now Bear and Mountain, they want the counter attack. It's just a little bit more difficult than I think they might have hoped. Crow's shot Nothing coming out. Instead, it's Alpha Cap. Nice wide clear, but still threat. Waste enough time for Baron Mountain to get a little uncomfortable. Demo turns this into a 1v1. Reset doesn't go in. Maybe the follow-up will. Not even that.
Oh, Kronovi he just didn't angle his car. It was always going wide. There's a pogo attempt, though. The bear goes to the reset off the pogo. Doesn't quite get it to work. Kronovi's been dusted in the air. There's a touch from Alpha Cap. Follow-up Magic Bear just floating in front of it. Kronovi's fired that on net. Is there anyone back? Alpha Cap gets there in time off the bar.
What a save. Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, 45 seconds. Baron Mountain, you need something here. Not even the bump play is able to help you now. Magic Bear taking his time. Maybe anything. You just gotta find a way to get on back. That was a nice. Okay.
Little psycho attempt.
Little psycho.
Little redirect from Kronovi pulling out the tricks. That's a demo. It's going to be open. Bear has to get it on target, but he just puts it down, perhaps expecting Kronovi to be there for the pass. But here's AJ one-on-one. Has the reset. Uses it now double. Great positioning from Kronovi. But there's only 10 seconds left. They have to get a goal right here, right now. Crow tries to force it forward. The Bears up as well. Trying to cook. Has a reset. But that should be game one under wraps here. Little step bros catching out Baron Mountain with a couple of open nets, a few counterattacks. And that meant game one is all theirs.
Oh my goodness. That game one, so
Look
good.
at the score. Magic Bear.
I was going to point this out. Just 140. I know points don't mean the world or anything like that, but Magic Bear only could get 2 shots in. That's it.
I think he's a little bit nervous. He knows that I'm watching and the pressure that I'm putting on the Bear. But, I mean, it is only game one. As we said, though, it is best of 5. You don't want to be dropping the first. You drop the second, all of a sudden you're having to reverse sweep. So, Bear Mountain have to get to work. The second half of that game did look a lot better once they did go 3-0 down. But they set themselves a bit... Oh, they gave them a little bit of a... Too much of a head start there, little step bros. I mean, they're so consistent, Hercules. I mean, little step bros, you know what you're gonna get from them, and time again they show up. And if you overcommit like we saw, they're gonna score every one of those goals.
Oh yeah, that little step bros are honestly, their consistency is definitely on another level compared to the rest of these teams. I feel like you said it best at the beginning of the series. Realistically, Baron Mountain are kind of like their closest matchup in terms of skill almost. This would be the time for somebody to kind of upset the Little Step Bros streak. But with the way that they've been playing, it seems like it's going to be a little bit harder than maybe they might have anticipated. Hopefully Magic Bear can kind of get back into the groove of things like we saw him do in his first initial series on stream. Maybe gain a little bit of that confidence back that we saw before, because, yeah, you're going to need it. He's got to pop off like he was in his first series of the day if he wants a chance against Little Step Bros.
I mean, the positive is that it was still pretty close, and according to the stats, Magic Bear barely hit the ball. That's a great save from Kronovi. Kickoff game number 2. 50 it again. Gets demoed. AJ's up, though, trying to outpace Magic Bear, who does get the good 50. Little Step Bros, though, starting this off so well. They have all the boost, but almost gave up control of the ball. But there it is again. They've worked it into the corner. Grabbed the 100 as well. Magic Bear trying to come online. As you said, he was so active early on. That's almost a disgusting little bounce dribble, but this is better from Bear Mountain.
Yeah, definitely looking a little bit more confident, a little faster as well, which could be great for the consistency that they were kind of missing before. A little bit of a pass attempt. Instead, this one gets cleared back. Can Alpha Cap get in time of the shot? No, Magic Bear, they're just in the nick of time. AJ going to try and send this one back. This one's going to fall. Shot attempt from Alpha Cap. Can he double it in? He does. It floats on through, and Little Step Bros get the 1-0 lead.
Alpha Cap showing his poise there. Goes sidewall. Knows Magic Bear's got no boost and finds it over the top. Perfect shot. Perfect placement. And again, Little Step Bros. This time doing it off their own accord with some fantastic offense, stealing the boost and getting the pressure. Last game, it was all about the counterattacks, getting some open nets, but this time it's Little Step Bros' turn to push forward. Having said that, Kronovi trying to work. Magic Bear, that's a great 50. Should be an open net if Kronovi can finish. You betcha. Tie ball game.
Oh man, that's what you need though. If you're Bear and Mountain, if Lil Sepros are able to take a lead on you, you gotta have that response in real time. And to be able to break past Lil Sepros' defense and find any sort of a tiny mistake in it is massive. So the fact that they're being a little bit more consistent on the response end is a good sign, I think. I do want to say, off note on the back end of things, Free Agents 3-0'd Forcanacity for a spot in the lower bracket semifinal. So they're making progress. They're making waves.
Sending Forcanacity home, and that is massive for them. They were happy just to get one series win here in the bracket stage, the final day of the Porsche 911 Turbo Invitational, but they have got 2 wins now, and, well, dare to dream if you're a Rizzo and Justin fan for Free Agents. That's a big win, and hopefully they can get the confidence there. And just having a look also around the grounds, 100 Trees have taken down Garrett C, so Garrett G and Chief Beef. We were so impressed with Chief Beef yesterday. That's a great reset in this game, but they will be going home, and 100 Trees moving on. That is Burskler and Coconut dropping down the lower bracket, but getting a win. That's another shot on net here in the upper bracket semi-final, and this is a better game here for Bear and Mountain.
This is such an equal game compared to game number 1 here in this best of 5. Crow's going to try and take a long shot. AJ, nice stop. Barely does not find its way in. That was a risk and a half, but he pulled through. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Can Bear and Mountain find a lead here?
Oh,
Crow's
no!
follow-up doesn't go in, and now the counterattack from Little Stepbros has begun. And Bear and Mountain, they had to race back to try and keep them out of their half, and this is kind of where I feel like Little Stepbros thrives, is making Bear and Mountain feel so uncomfortable on defense with their speed. AJ's just gonna air dribble this one through and through, and Little Stepbros go back up by 1.
Well, Kronovi cannot afford to miss that open net because it's gone straight down the other end. AJ with the air dribble over the top, and this should have been a 2-1 lead to Bear and Mountain. Instead, Little Stepbros again. If they can win this, on the verge of sweeping into the grand final. I mean, Bear and Mountain, Kronovi, as we said, you just cannot afford to be missing those shots at this stage of the tournament.
Yeah, definitely got to take every opportunity presented to you. Otherwise, Little Stepbros are going to turn it into one for themselves. Magic Bear trying to just ball on everybody. Can't quite, but if you can't do that, just take them off the field. It makes it a lot easier. Oh my gosh. The follow-up from Crow's touch off the backboard here ties things up again for Bear Mountain.
Yeah, phenomenal Magic Bear. Kronovi as well, setting it up, getting the bumps, getting the demos. Magic Bear playing the cleanup crew. Again, I'm still thinking about that open net miss from Kronovi. They should have the lead, but well, they need to have the memory of Goldfish here and forget about that one as they do tie it up. Here's Magic Bear, great air dribble, just getting it over the top. Almost finds one more. Kronovi just fires that one on net. A little bit of a heat check just to see if the defense is on from Little Stepbros. AJ's there to work it down the other end. A great challenge from Magic, but it'll be a one-on-one. Kronovi, great challenge. Can Magic Bear get around this? He's opting for the skim touch. Kronovi is there in case he misses. Great speed from Magic Bear. Kronovi, he's right here. Can he get one more over the top? Can he get the bump on AJ? Follow-up shot. Alpha kept safe. Follow-up Kronovi. Bear and Mountain get the lead.
Oh my goodness, as time is going on, I feel like Bear and Mountain getting a lot more confident and consistent in their passing plays. I think they know that that's kind of the strat that is most likely going to work on a team like Little Stepbros, right? Like you almost have to pinball it around the Little Stepbro defense, kind of confuse them enough for a split second to get on through. But Little Stepbros back where they feel comfortable, taking shots on the net. AJ back in his own half, able to get past 1. It's him up next versus Magic Bear. Maybe a cleanup from Alpha Kep can find his way in, tie things up. Less than 30 seconds to go. And AJ continues to be denied. And now it's Bear and Mountain on the attack, trying to just waste precious seconds to try and get a game win in the series.
And great touch from Crow as well, showing that confidence, that poise. What can Magic Bear do? He's trying to come through, almost pull shot at Kronovi. They've stolen the boost. Magic Bear might have stolen the game. AJ gets back in time. is going to be it right here, right now. If they can drop this ball down, the first game win for Bear Mountain. Alpha Kep, though, gets the flick. Pre-jump from AJ, saved by the Bear. Kronovi drops out of the sky. Bear Mountain steal that one, take away game 2. And we have a tied series.
Oh my god. I fully expected Lil Step Bros to like magically find a way to tie this up at like the last second, but so proud of Barren Mountain for pulling through, wasting and making sure that ball hit the ground so they could take a win in the series against Lil Step Bros, which has got to be huge for your confidence, right? Against a team like them, because it felt a little iffy, a little back and forth. There were a couple shots that absolutely should have gone in for Magic Bear and Crow that didn't. But I feel like they looked a little bit better towards the end. Maybe that's a glimpse of progress headed into game 3.
Yeah, that was pretty even game, and really, I mean, that open net miss from Kronovi could have been an extra goal, so would have thought Barren Mountain could have made that a little bit more comfortable, but they do get the job done. They came from behind, they were 2-1 down, they bring it back 3-2 and tie up the series. Very important to tie that one up as well, because you don't want to go 2-1 down in a best of 5 unless you're against free agents. You're probably not going to reverse sweep. So a huge win for Barren Mountain, and that's what we're expecting from this side, who I guess they have been the best looking team so far today, upsetting 100 Trees as well, sending them down into the lower bracket. Can they do it? If anyone can beat Little Step Bros, you'd think it's this team based on what we've seen.
I would fully agree with that. I definitely would say if there's a roster that could take them down, it would be Bear and Mountain. However, it's proving to seem a little bit more difficult than maybe even they might have anticipated. So definitely taking game 2 as a win for Bear and Mountain is massive. Like you said, you don't want to let Lil Step Bros even reach match point, right? You want to You got to take everything you can. And so this swing game is going to be massive for Barren Mountain if they want a chance to take down Lil Step Bros. Otherwise, Lil Step Bros, they're just checking teams off of a list like they have been all weekend long.
Yeah, and I think the Barren Mountain are just getting better and better as the game's going, as the series wears on here. That's a great pass, though. Can Alpha Kep get it? No, he can't quite get the touch. Magic Bear, he's only growing in confidence. He had 100 points in game 1. Alpha Kep has to go. Kronovi trying to read the second touch. That's a one-on-one or perhaps an open net. Can the Bear get back? He does and controls it. Gets 1, gets 2. Fakes the third. Gets a great 50 on Alpha Kep, who throws himself across. But Barren Mountain, they'll take this. They'll take it. Some field territory with boost as well. Kronovi insta-challenge. Love the confidence from Crow. Magic Bear's so awkward, but flips himself out of trouble.
Magic Bear took that mid boost. Enough to just stay in control. The demos are coming out on the field now, though. Magic Bear flick towards this net. AJ sends it right on back. Crow, a lot faster with his challenges here in game number 3. Magic Bear just trying to push his way past the defense. Couldn't find anything, but at least the shot attempts are coming through. This one not able to find its way in. But finally, I feel like Lil Step Bros are getting properly challenged by Barren Mountain on the defensive end.
And Kronovi is honestly playing so well. He's playing the long game, looking for those boost grabs and just trying to keep some pressure on. Alpha Kep working the ball forward. Magic Bear putting it to the side. Kronovi's in trouble. He's gone for boost and he's been bumped. He's just going to be open. No, AJ can't quite get around it. Instead, he's handed off to Magic Bear, who has spawned in the corner. AJ up, blocked out. Again, Barren Mountain looking like the better team so far. What can Alpha Kep do? He's been a little bit quiet, particularly in the last game. Magic Bear steals the ball off him, has a reset, waits for it, uses it, fakes everyone out. Alpha Kep's in big trouble. Where's Kronovi? He's just going to wait. He's going to buy his time. Give it off to Magic Bear in the corner, off the ceiling, reset. How about 2? Doesn't quite get it. Kronovi playing that cleanup crew, leaving that boost for Magic Bear as well. Barren Mountain certainly looking like the better team so far in this game. Kronovi happy to turn under the ball. They are wearing down this defense. The Little Step Bros, but they've made it away. They've got out of trouble just. Little Step Bros doing well defensively.
Such incredible patience from Bear and Mountain. Super calculated attacks, which I think is kind of throwing Little Step Bros off a bit. This is definitely a lot more calculated than it was in games 1 and 2, which is making it so much harder for Little Step Bros to break out of their half. This is only what feels like the second time, I believe, that they've been able to break out and get into the Barren Mountain half. It's 50 going in favor of Little Step Bros, but nothing coming out of it. AJ up in the air off the ceiling. Can he get past Crow? No, but it's Alpha Kept with a nice big clear. Magic Bear's got him red from the backboard end. Finally, at least for Little Step Bros, they've been able to break out and stay out of their own half long enough to try and take some form of a shot. Whether it's been good or bad, there's been some coming out. But Crow's going to take one of his own. Double tap doesn't go on in. Just over a minute to go. We stay scoreless for now as Magic Bear's reset doesn't find its way into that net there.
Oh, this game just feels like next goal wins. Both teams so steady, and there it is, Magic Bear turns on the rotation in the corner and just outpaces AJ, fires that one away. Alpha Kept in net, not expecting the shot, not expecting AJ to get beat. First goal on the board for Barren Mountain, and as we said, this is just so close, such little separating these sides. This is high. This is a creator Pro 2v2 Hercules, but this is high octane gameplay, or should I say high Porsche 911 turbo gameplay. Get it in the rocket pass. What are you doing? Get the drops, get the decals, pick it up. You can play like Magic Bear.
You can play like any of these players with that car. There it is. The 911 Porsche Turbo. 33 seconds left. This one's gonna tie things up from AJ. Little Step Bros back on even playing ground against the Bear and the Mountain. I don't know. If I was him, I'd be a little shaky now.
Yeah,
Get a response that quickly out of
A
them.
little bit of an overcommit, wasn't it, as AJ this time beats out Magic Bear. A bit of a role reversal from the first goal, but with 30 seconds left, see if Barren Mountain can respond. That's a great beat. Can he get a pop over the top? Alpha Kept with a great touch. I love that they're both wearing the exact same decals, or the exact same car, which is a little bit of a strategy implemented in 3v3 to confuse who is the creator, who's the pro, who's on the ball, and both with, you know, names starting with A. There's some mental warfare going on from Little Step Bros. Perhaps could have played a factor. Kronovi, that's great defense though. We're going to get overtime. Magic Bear throwing the ball forward. Crow's there. Redirect on net. The Season 1 world champion says, I'm still here, baby.
He is him. The 0-second goal from Crow to give Bear and Mountain match point against what feels like the undefeated champions, right? Little Step Bros have not had a proper challenge, and this has been it. Barren Mountain match point in the Porsche 911 Turbo Invitational. Could they potentially send Little Step Bros down to the lower bracket final?
Is Kronovi North America's last hope? Have we gone full circle, ladies and gentlemen? He might be back. He might be back in business next season. We'll have to wait and find out. But so far, as you said, here in the Porsche 911 Turbo Invitational, stepping up big time. He's put in a huge shift so far this series. And after dropping that first game, they've come back, got the 2-1 lead. They're now on the brink of entering that grand final and being the first team to take down Little Step Bros in a series. This next game is massive.
This game is huge. It's everything. It is a spot in the grand finals if Bear and Mountain can take the win against Little Step Bros. And it would be the first series loss for Little Step Bros all weekend long. So a lot is riding on this one. Potential game 5 or a potential, not end of the road, but end of the upper bracket road for a team here. And yeah, I don't know. I just want to get back into this one. After that shot, I just want to see how Crow comes out swinging. So we're going to find out if the momentum continues to shine for Bear and Mountain in game 4, or a Little Step Bro is going to look a little bit more reminiscent of day 1.
Yeah, I think it goes to show that unlike Rizzo, Old Man still got it. Crow still got it. The Mountain, they're calling that for a reason. Absolute superstar, and what a finish. Can he step up again here? Magic Bear playing the supporting role of all things with Kronovi, but he has been outpaced there. Alpha Kept didn't get it on net, however. Should be able to get back in time and set up here, Barren Mountain. Kronovi having to track back. AJ will want that touch again, as He's popped it up. Here's Kronovi. Has a reset. Gets underneath. Gets a dunk. AJ has to go. Does well. But Kronovi just getting better and better as this tournament goes on.
Yeah, he really and truly is. You can tell he's just been getting more comfortable, especially alongside Magic Bear. And twos is a little bit different, right? There's got to be a kind of like another level of synergy together, especially when you're playing up against teams that you're not like scrimming against all the time. It's almost just like it's just a pool of ranked. You know who your options are, but you don't know what's going to happen until you're in there. Less than 4 minutes to go, though. We're scoreless. Nothing too surprising. None of the crazy shootouts started happening till the end of Game 3. So this one looking a little reminiscent of our last one.
The last game felt like a one-goal game, and then as soon as Fairmount got the first, the floodgates opened. Little Step Bros instantly responded. Here's Kronovi. That's a great pass. Great save from Alpha Cap as well. It's almost the first goal on the board there, Barren Mountain. I love the way that they're able to link up. We talk about, you know, these duos. Is it all about mechanics, individual skill, or is it about teamwork? Well, Barren Mountain have both so far. Little Step Bros, we know what they've got. They've got pretty much everything. Should be the tournament favourites, but all of a sudden Barren Mountain have been that team that, you know, if anyone's going to be able to beat them, it's going to be these guys, and they're one game away making that grand final. Can they get the first goal on the board? Alpha Cap trying to just stay behind it. Get some 50s. Magic Bet throws it on Necker. Kronovi go. AJ's very awkward, but he just didn't respect the touch. Couldn't get it on net.
That was it. Can't let those opportunities get away from you. The bump play and the attempted save still wasn't enough to stop Lil Step Bros. Alpha Cap from one end to the other. Crow just could not get the angle on it to get it out of there. Lil Step Bros dangerously once again back up by 1 against Barren Mountain.
Yeah, huge first goal there coming through from Lil Step Bros, but well, it's anything like last game. We're expecting Barren Mountain to respond here. AJ still floating on the ball. Magic Bear, very awkward. Great recovery. Gets one, gets two. Alpha kept backing off as well, so they're giving him a little bit of space. Flick over the top. There is the Alpha kept to come in, but it's handed off to Kronovi, who didn't get the best first touch. AJ going to send this ball forward, lands on it so he can follow it. He's probably going to look for the bump. He is looking for the bump. Does he get it? You betcha. Magic Bear, nothing he could do. Little Step Bros get their second on the board.
Oh my goodness, this Lil Step Bros roster, even when you feel like, oh, there's a chance that everything is just going to go haywire for them, they return to the most consistent duo that you could imagine in an event with a pro and a creator on a team.
Yeah, they're certainly, they were the favourites for one going in, but we love the Barren. They have surpassed all expectations, Barren Mountain, but this could be going to Game 5. 2 minutes left. Them to score 2 goals. That is a lot of time remaining. However, here's the Bear. He's got a little bit of boost. It's running low. Gets a reset. AJ, great challenge. Alpha follow-up. He's up again. Can he get one more? Reset. Faked underneath. Saved by Kronovi. Little Step Bros. They have the 2-goal lead, but it looks like they want more.
Let's see if Barren Mountain can find something for themselves. Shot denied by Alpha Kept. Sent on back to the Barren Mountain half. Crow. Got to go from his end to the other. Tries to get the pass over to Magic Bear. Can't quite find it. Maybe an angle for a setup or a center. Nothing coming. In just over a minute to try and find 2 goals. It's going to feel almost impossible. Crow is just on the attack, and even then sending him forward to try and push everybody out of the way is still not enough.
Oh, AJ almost. Magic Bear, great defense. However, they almost got the goal down the other end. Alpha Cap keeping this ball in. There's only 50 seconds now. You feel like they have to score. That demo could help. The pass across. AJ's in big trouble. Save. It goes wide, but Magic Bear knows what he's doing. Puts it off the sidewall. Forces AJ to commit. Puts away the open net. 1 goal gained. There's a lot of time remaining.
Oh, man. 44 seconds to try and tie things up for this squad with the added pressure of being on match point against Lil Step Bros, but the kickoff goal is going to put this back into their favor. AJ giving that 2-goal extension back to Lil Step Bros.
Magic Bear has just done the worst possible kickoff, flipping too early and just becoming a human ramp for the ball. Kronovi, he didn't even hard cheat. He was sort of just waiting, but it still was too much. The fake kickoff, though, I don't mind it. Alpha Kep's up. Does get it to the sidewall. If they're going to score, it has to be now, but that infield, Magic Bear will want that one again. Just doesn't quite find Kronovi. And now this could be Champions Field looming here. The pass across should be the goal. Great save from Crow, however. Maybe one last chance to get one back and perhaps give themselves an opportunity, but that's a great save. Kronovi has to back off almost a double. Alpha Kep forces it forward. There is just no time remaining. I kind of want to cast the curse of potential goal here. Here's Magic Bear reset, but saved out. And that should be it. We are going to get Game 5 upper bracket final between Little Step Bros and Barren Mountain. Would we want it any other way here in the Porsche 911 Turbo Invitational?
Oh, absolutely not. I think everybody knew once these two squads entered the field that this was so going to Game 5. This is such an intense matchup because realistically, if there was anybody to take down Little Step Bros, it'd be Barren Mountain. They have one more chance to try and do it, but Little Step Bros taking Game 4 away from Barren Mountain. And you would think 1-3 isn't too crazy of a differential, but for these squads, that's actually that's one of the bigger ones that we've seen.
Yeah, they did it in pretty convincing fashion, as you said, and I mean, it's been a bit of a lopsided or a topsy-turvy series, should I say. Little Step Bros grabbing that first game, Barren Mountain grabbing their next two, Little Step Bros answering back. They have the momentum going into Game 5, but you just cannot count out the Mountain. He's been a world champion for a reason, and the Bear, when he's cooking, it's pretty hard to stop him. So I'm glad we went 50-50 on the predictions. I'm not as confident perhaps as you are with Little Step Bros, but the Barren Mountain, they proved us wrong before. I thought Little Step Bros were going to run away after the first game, and all of a sudden they bounced back with two of their own. This is deservedly going to Game 5. Here we go, Champfield Hercules. Let's do it.
Here we go, Champions Field for a spot in the grand finals of the Porsche 911 Turbo Invitational with Rocket League. Can Barren Mountain close out, or are Little Step Bros going to continue to be undefeated? 15 seconds in, and it's looking pretty intense. I feel like everybody understands the gravity of this game, right? Little Step Bros kind of sneaking away with the Game 4 win almost after what felt like a stolen Game 3 from them. It was Crow that scored the 0-second goal that allowed them to keep on going in the series. But can they do it again? It's going to be a little bit harder than they might have thought. Alpha Kep is going to slightly touch this one into the net and make sure Little Step Bros can start out with an early game lead.
Double demo coming through the bump as well. Alpha Kep doing everything himself as the creator, if you would. This ain't just a pro 1v1. The creators have stepped up big time here, and well, here we go. Little Step Bros getting that first goal for so long in this series. It's been level pegging, and then almost the goals coming so late in each game, but here with inside the first minute of Champions Field, it is Little Step Bros getting the first. What can Barren Mountain do? They've lost all the momentum, and that bowl is just firing into the back of the net. Kronovi caught under it. AJ getting the power with that Dominus hitbox, finding a second for Little Step Bros.
Oh, I mean, I love that for them, but man, do I feel bad for Barren Mountain in this situation. This kind of feels like the start of a runaway for Little Step Bros almost, right? This is kind of maybe a little bit more reminiscent of what people thought this was going to be like. This shot doesn't find its way in either, and Bear and Mountain are just folding at the sight of the Little Step Bro defense. And maybe Alpha Kep can find a third goal for them, but for now, we stay at 2-0.
Missed opportunities. Kronovi, though, down the other end, accidentally floor pinches it. That's something you don't see every day. Here's AJ, though. A little bit awkward. Alpha Kep takes it off him. As you said, Little Step Bro, so much confidence. Barren Mountain have to find something here. AJ 50'd out, and again has just 50'd right in the back of Barren Mountain's net. Little Step Bros get their third. It is still early, but this one feels pretty much over.
Oh, man. Even though, yes, I predicted Little Step Bros, I don't want to say it's over till it's over yet. I feel like maybe there is a chance, but you gotta just take a second to regain. You've gotta understand, you gotta be so careful even the 50s alone are going to be so accurate, so you got to be prepped for anything. Maybe just have one person stay a little bit further back than anticipated, rather than what you were doing before where they were sending Crow forward to kind of just open up the defense. Maybe just trust that Magic Bear could pull off a 1v2 if he needed to. What were we all saying before, that he's in his final form?
Yep.
Mance has got to like refine that.
Yeah, the bear was in his final form, but it's a little bit of quite a series so far, which is not what we want to see from the bear. That's a great flick. Alpha Cap has been phenomenal. I mean, this side is just so well-rounded. We know what AJ can do in any ranked format. He probably plays more ranked than anyone we know. Absolute grinder of the game in the professional scene. But with a 3-0 lead, half the game remaining, we need to see a goal right now. Alpha Cap not putting a foot wrong so far for Little Step Bros. And there's a few people in chat talking about how good this Porsche 911 Turbo looks. If you want it for yourself, pick it up. It's in the rocket pass. You can grab the decals. We've got drops coming all over the streams as well. So we've got the pros and the creators all streaming on their individual streams. So make sure you tune in. They've got drops enabled everywhere. Streams galore, drops galore. Make sure you check it out.
Yep, definitely go check that out. And for now, continue to check out Little Step Bros just stomping on Bear and Mountain. Although if you're a Bear Mountain fan like CJ, it's probably not what you want to look at right now. Minute and 40 seconds before Little Step Bros could claim a spot in the grand finals and a shot at $15,000. A huge chunk of change of the 50K prize pool. That is such an insane thing to say.
It's not bad for a little weekend's work here. As we said, 2-day tournament. This is the final day. We're into right now. If you've just tuned in, this is the upper bracket final. We've got a few series left after this. Both sides trying to make it through to the grand final, but this has to be Little Step Bros now. They just have not put a foot wrong. And ever since going 2-1 down, the last two games, Hercules have been pretty phenomenal from them. This is why they are the tournament favourites. This is why they went 12-0 through the group stage. And this is why they are one series away after this from taking out all the prizes, all the chocolates, $15,000 for first place here in this tournament.
Oh my goodness. I get it now. I get why Little Step Bros went 12-0 on day one group stage. I get it. Because even when it feels like there is a chance to take them down, these guys come back stronger and more consistent than ever. I think Alpha Cat when you say underrated creator, it's more in the sense of, the average person watching was probably not thinking that Alpha Cat was going to be this pop-off crazy. I think we talked about it a little bit off stream, and you said it best. I think you put it in the best way possible. You can throw Alpha Cap in with pretty much almost any pro here, and it would just look like two people playing on the same skill set. He would fit in great, and that's exactly what he's been doing.
I mean, this guy he's a pro, let's face it, but
yeah,
obviously gone the content route, and he certainly can still match it with anyone, as you said, in any lobby. He fits in like a glove, and right now, Little Step Bro showing so much connection, so much chemistry. The synergy's on point, and they will be our first team moving through to the grand finals. This is double elimination. It could still be a rematch against Bear and Mountain. We'll have to find out later on, but a phenomenal Game 5 performance. They locked down in Game 4 and 5 and took out a deserved series win. And just look how even their stats are. Every game, AJ and Alpha Cap. That just goes to show that this isn't just a creator and pro. This isn't the pro carrying. It's a well-oiled machine. It's a well-rounded team on Little Step Bros.
Yeah, this is such an incredible duo. Absolutely deserved results. Bear and Mountain tried their best, but AJ and Alpha Cap, they are just them this weekend. So they've got their spot in the grand final. Free agents and 100 trees are waiting for us down in the lower bracket semifinal to potentially face off against Bear and Mountain and possibly open up a rematch storyline, just like you said. But for now, we're going to welcome back the homie. And